I've seen my own share of war. My family has seen every event. I served with my brother and sister. We fought on the shoulders of those before. I remember my friends alongside me. The ones still here, the ones who gave their life so we can live. Far away from here, my brother recalls a piece of Britain, a population invaded, islands retaken, and people freed. On our own streets of our own land, my father was there. Peace. A battle of cat and mouse on a testing ground. Unforgiving terrain, unlike anything before. The humidity, the rain, the jungles tested my great-uncle. I've listened to my grandfather's legacy, retold by my father. I've heard how after victory in '44, with eyes wide open, he'd be back on that beach, awake but dreaming. 100 years ago, the Great War ended. My great-granddad was in those trenches. He's not here to give his account, but he gave me, he gave us all, his future. I now teach my kids of the debt that is owed, of the respect we must show for those who did and didn't return. At 11 o'clock, with my right hand to cap, 2 minutes best spent. The deafening quiet, the ringing of nothing. Today, when the guns fall silent.
Today is Remembrance Day, when at 11 o'clock the nation will fall silent as we mark the anniversary of the end of World War I. We unite across faiths, cultures and backgrounds to remember the service and sacrifice of the armed forces, community from Britain and the Commonwealth. World War I was the first global war and the first total war. It was a war that witnessed the sacrifice of millions, from the men who fought and served on the battlefields to the women served not only as essential workers on the home front, but also on the battlefields. Sadly, this great war was not the last.
Ever since 1919, we, as a country, have commemorated the soldiers lost in the First World War and subsequent conflicts by wearing a poppy. Remembrance Day does not glorify war, and its symbol, the red poppy, is a sign of both remembrance and hope for a peaceful future. Poppies are worn as an outward symbol of recognition and commemoration for all those affected by all conflicts from the First World War until today.
This year was the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. It was the most devastating and lethal war in history. Today, we pay tribute to the Second World War generation from British, Commonwealth and Allied forces. As a school and as a nation, we marked VE Day on the 8th of May and VJ Day on the 15th of August.
We are pausing to remember and honour the great service and sacrifice of so many as they defended and protected the nation's democratic freedoms and way of life. They fought for the freedom of people across the world against the tyranny of fascism. At the very heart of our remembrance are the men and women who gave so much to secure peace and freedoms we enjoy today. Service is rarely without cost to those who serve or to their families and friends, physically, mentally, or emotional injury or trauma. The absence of time with loved ones or the pressure that comes from serving and no longer serving. The scale of sacrifice highlights why the remembrance of service is so important. We remember so that their names live on.
We remember and pay tribute to the service and the sacrifice of British and Commonwealth armed forces who served in the almost unimaginable conditions. We also pay tribute to the contribution of families in emergency services. We acknowledge the innocent lives of citizens lost in conflict and in acts of terror. Today at Tanfield, we pause to show our respect and that we, as a community, remember their sacrifices. We know that they give their today for our tomorrow.
they'll play it down. They'll look away. They'll tell you it's just their job. They won't tell you what it means to say goodbye to loved ones, to face the possibility of never coming home, or what it is to risk everything for others. They will never tell you. But your poppy shows you care and helps the Royal British Legion continue its vital work.
By the centre, in column of route. Quick, march. Parade. Halt.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Parade by the centre in column of route. Quick march. Parade. Halt. Interline. Left. Turn. Stand at ease.
Remembrance Day is not just a movement in history but a reminder that courage, selflessness and loyalty have shaped the world we live in today. But today is not about numbers, it is about honour. It is about to remember everyone was someone's son, best friend, sibling or parent. We reflect not only on their sacrifice but also on our responsibility to build a world worthy of their courage. Let us choose understanding over division, peace and conflict, and compassion over hate.
As an Air Cadet, I believe it's important to remember the fallen soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice to defend our country and our freedoms.
As an explorer, I believe that it is important to get involved with celebrations on Remembrance Day to remember all who sacrificed their lives for us.
It's important to remember to honour the sacrifices of those who served, protecting our freedom, peace and future generations.
We remember those who fought for our futures and pasts, for those who will come and all those before. Our life, thoughts and culture and our community. From the First World War to the Falklands and everything before and after, and all those that will be yet to come.
It is important that we remember because we owe appreciation to those who sacrificed their lives to protect our future.
It is important to remember the soldiers who fought in the war because they sacrificed their lives so we could have a better one.